Well, I'm really excited to have a little update for everybody and show you some of the cool stuff we're working on. So what I'm going to do is do a little bit of a strategic update, but we have something new to show you that is going to kind of help me out here today. So this is the new WANDABot that we have built and will be integrating into our platform shortly. So I'll give you a little sneak peek here of how it works. This will be supporting people, customers using our Wanda. And
hello, I'm Wander. I can help answer your questions about the following topics. Ask away.
So we've built this to integrate it in to support our customers when they're using their portal and how they're going to get some immediate support on setting up their accounts. Let's try it out. What is Wanda?
Wanda Trademark is real-time, connected technology to track supply inventories, manage workforce, monitor foot traffic, improve hygiene and user confidence, and save businesses money. My purpose is to enhance Wanda's trademark functionality and provide users with a more efficient and effective experience. The AI algorithms developed by Fluido AI will allow me to analyze large amounts of data and make automated decisions, providing users with real-time insights and predictions that were previously unavailable. A version of me will also be a part of Vici 2.0, where I will help businesses to optimize their customer service, sales, and marketing efforts to improve customer engagement, loyalty, and revenue.
For those of us that are new here today, we didn't actually do an introduction for John and myself, so let's see if she can do it. Who is John Putters?
John Putters is one of the founders and has been acting as CEO of Visionstate Corp, a TSXV venture traded company for the past 17 years. John is known for being an innovator and has disrupted several different sectors by introducing new technology. John continues to help forge new directions for the company in areas such as artificial intelligence and IoT applications.
And what about me?
Shannon Moore is the president of Visionstate IoT, the operations division of Visionstate. Shannon brings with her 20 years of business development, sales, and operation leadership. Her education comes from the University of Alberta and Wharton School of Business, where her focus was on strategic planning and management. Shannon has a growth-minded strategic plan for Visionstate and partnered with the innovative drive of CEO John Putters. Visionstate's leadership team operates in balance.
Cool. So as we develop this and as it's launched, we're really looking at supporting our customers. We get a lot of calls with, I want to add a user, or I need to add an area, or how can I find such and such in the portal? So this is really the next generation of making this the most user-friendly platform we can. We look forward to launching this on the website in Q2. As you can see, it's well underway in development. That's pretty exciting for us. So what else have we got going on? A lot of these have great checks behind them already. So we started the year with changing our price, which was more than doubled now, which has been taken really well in the marketplace. The salespeople love it because there's more commission in it for them. And we have not had pushback yet from anybody, any of our customers signing up. So I'm really, really optimistic about the growth just with that element alone. Of course, the Bunzl contract, we have this distribution contract with Bunzl that expires shortly in the next couple of months. And the conversations are going great as far as continuing on the exclusivity of Canada. But now we're starting in Australia and UK. So we're doing our first installation in Australia that's been confirmed. And we have a launch on Friday for a UK development to start putting that together as well. In the bundle contract, we're also going to be talking about the exclusivity of those two territories and what that means, what do they want and what we need to make that happen for them. So those are two really exciting things for us. What has changed is we've taken direct sales out of the exclusivity agreement, and that is just to make sure we can handle any call-ins, as well as we have left the United States out of any exclusivity talks. The United States is obviously such a large territory, and we need to be in a position to capitalize on that. So it just doesn't make sense to have one business have exclusivity for all of the United States. That being said, we're now in different conversations with a coast-to-coast gas station that has 7,000 locations. We have a relationship now with a software distributor in the United States that's focused mostly on the West Coast. So it's coming together. I will say that Bunzl has done a huge Google campaign, which I understand from some of the call-ins I'm getting is actually driving some of the traffic. So the marketing really is taking shape, and we will be expanding on that specifically in territories that we're going after. We've been building webinars with some other partners, and this is included in that to talk to as many people we can about the excitement of WANDA. The distribution network, we're also talking to a European company, and we're just in negotiations with them right now as boots on the ground. And this is outside of the UK, and they have a really good network, and they're really excited about our product as well. The WANDA development, Q1 was a very big deal for us with a lot of new developments, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about that. And Q2 as well, we're going to be honing in a few more things, and we have a few more things launching by Q3 that will make it even more user-friendly. And another conversation I think I've had with some of you already, and some on the industries. We've been quite specific with buildings and cleaning maintenance, but our product is so versatile and it's so easily transition to different industries that we're now looking at. We've done the equipment monitoring, and now we're looking at different applications in the oil industry. And we have built a partnership, and we're putting together some cool ideas there. I'm actually going to leave that alone for today because I really want to have another meeting in the next couple months with everybody here, so I can get into more detail about what kind of partnership that is and who we think we're going to reach, and what that means for another revenue stream for us. So for our development, we have really good relationships with our customers, a lot of back and forth, a lot of feedback. And the big advantage to us is we have a tech team that's in office in Edmonton with us. So there's a lot of roundtable discussion to make some of these things work. These are the items that were in Q1 that are now released, but there's still a few more testing to be done, but they're all completed. I would say the highlights of this, of what we've done, is the routine protocol to the individual protocol. This is answering a big ask that we get a lot from our customers wanting to get really specific and on their task scheduling and how their tasks, let's say if you had 2 different cleaners in one specific area, but you wanted them to have 2 different task lists, we can now have that flexibility so that they don't overlap with each other. It allows for a lot better tracking of who does what and exactly when in a certain area, instead of just all complete, for instance, in a certain area. Now it's really down. You can really set it up so it's down to the nitty gritty. We still have the options of grouping protocols together. It's really answering the needs, and we're trying to be very responsive to anything a customer needs. And so this was a big one for us. Also reorganizing that main menu, making it more obvious as to where to find things. These kinds of things sometimes can get lost when you're in the development bubble with the development team. So it's really important. We have such great feedback. This was a big one. It's been released now, and now we're looking into Q2. Q2 is giving us a little bit more flexibility. It's also giving us, you can see there's insights on there. Insights is going to be a landing page on customers portal. Right now, they just have a menu That insights is going to be similar to you see on, I know on my banking app, I have one. It's going to have graphs. It's going to be at a glance information, and you're going to know at a glance with some colors and graphs and charts exactly how your facility is doing. And then as you click on it, you can dig down to deeper information and really drill down. We have the Wanda AI, which you just saw. And that is, again, just to support people on their experience on our portal. We're building in-house time of flight sensors. This is also a big ask from customers, and I'm not going to talk too much. I think John's going to talk about it, but I'll say that John is such a good innovator and such a good researcher that he found what is needed at the right cost to serve the customer's needs, and those would be for traffic, and so traffic monitoring. Having a option, not a hugely expensive option for our customers on tying their portal information together with traffic is very fundamental. And so I'm very grateful that John was able to source that out for us. And we're going to be able to offer that, especially on some of the very large customers that are honestly waiting on it. So that should be happening in the next couple of weeks, and then we can deploy those. And I'm looking forward to the sales reflecting that. As I just spoke of sales, I was looking through Q3 and Q4, and we had 114 new users. Q1, it was down to 25 new users. And the reason for this is the portal redesign and the traffic counters. We have put off customers because honestly, they needed the specifics on their cleaning protocols that we didn't offer, the individual task lists. We offer those now, and they wanted to tie it in with the time of flight sensors. So we have a huge hopper for Q2. And I say 600 users, could be well more than that, probably more than 40 new properties. The sales cycle tends to be longer, closer to 6 months. There's a little bit more tweaking of properties and areas and protocols. So those are the ones in the hopper for Q2. I expect that to spill over into Q3. And with the amount of traction even in the last week, I'm really excited about what those numbers are actually going to be. And I look forward to reporting those numbers back to everybody as well. We all want to see that excitement. The next thing we're going to talk about is Vicky, but I'm going to pause right there because I blew through all that really quick. And I just wanted to know if anyone has any questions before John shows us Vicky. Good. Oh, yeah, easy crowd today.
You're just that efficient.
It's Monday. Come on, it's Monday. Yay!
Right. Thank you.
Okay, Vicky.
So Vicky 2.0 is an evolution of a product that we had developed about 10 years ago called Vicky. It had very rudimentary AI at the time. And because of COVID and everything that's happened, we've always been looking to update it. So our original Vicky, which is still in Guildford Shopping Center in Surrey, for one, has a very rudimentary AI that welcomes you, but it really doesn't do an analysis of the data like the new generation of AI can do. And also an important factor is that touchless solutions are becoming more sought after in the market, particularly in public locations, because of COVID and other diseases. It's just a less safe way to do it. So as you could tell, although Shannon actually typed into the AI, it is what we call conversational AI. So you actually walk up to the product and you start interacting with it. It knows you there based on proximity sensors. So we're launching this at the University of Alberta sometime in April. We're just putting the final touches on it, and then we're going to upgrade Guildford as well. You can go to the next slide. And then this is just sort of the storyboard that we worked on to show our customers how this actually works. So you actually just walk up to it and interact with it. And it will give you whatever customer service you need. The applications for this are all over the place, no question. It is the next evolution of, I would say, physical location, customer service, where it can handle 95% of what interactions it would face. So that's how we're implementing it on the Wiki side of things. On the Wanda side of things, Shannon alluded to assistance, but we'll also get into machine learning. And the reason why I say that is because Shannon touched on sensors. Historically, Visionstate has been a software company in IoT. So, we focused on our app and the things that Shannon was talking about. However, we did develop a time of flight people counter in-house. At the same time, we partnered with a company in Asia that provides sensors. So we'll be able to track everything from smells in a restroom to environmental conditions outside of a facility. In fact, we could go right up to smart cities with this technology and our background. Now, backend. Now, keep in mind that the power of the sensors is actually the backend. So we want to be able to analyze that data on the back end, and we're going to use AI to do it. So, and I'll give you another example. Shannon referred to some projects that we're doing that apply Wanda to other sectors, including oil and gas. One of those we're looking at is the trucking sector, where we would actually put NFC or near field communication tags on a vehicle where they have to scan them and enter the data. And then the AI takes over from there in terms of preventative maintenance moving forward. So that's hugely exciting. It's a brand new product, and I think it's going to do extremely well in the marketplace. So we have a whole bunch of different things coming down the pipe with new innovation, and we're keeping ahead of the competition, no question about it. And I think it's working out pretty good overall. Any questions on that?
I'll ask a question. Can somebody hear me?
Yeah.
With respect to Vicky, so every mall I've been to in Toronto has some sort of kiosk that'll help people get to the store that they want to get to.
Yeah.
So what conversations have you had with mall owners that would lead you to believe that your product is going to excite them more than what they have now?
Very good question. So since we were talking about the shopping center space, that is pretty well controlled by Cineplex. So when, going back 10 years ago, we had a pretty decent install base with our Vickies, but the nature of the shopping center changed. So we sold it as a customer service offering. And in fact, the shopping centers bought it. What ended up happening is Cineplex moved into it, but really what they wanted was the advertising space. So in almost every case, you probably see on those kiosks an advertising face on it. So our conversation was actually with Cineplex, because Cineplex did let's call it they didn't really care about the customer service side of things. That was just something that they had to add in order to sell the space on the back of it. So we want to be a content provider, not a operator of kiosks. So that's our approach in terms of specifically that industry, but it could be applied to anything. It could be applied to drive-through checkout or drive-through, ordering like McDonald's, for example, or any of those kind of things. And in fact, our first installation is actually at the University of Alberta, where it's going to not just provide wayfinding or direction information, but also extensive information on the university itself, where they can find services and all that sort of thing. Does that answer your question?
Almost. So would it be fair to say that you are engaged with Cineplex on some sort of venture?
Not quite yet, but working toward it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, John. I believe that Vicky is going to be able to, and Wanda, they're going to be able to speak in different languages or understand or be able to talk with or engage with customers in different languages. Is that true?
That is correct, Kathy. It will be multilingual, and it'll be able to answer questions in most of the major languages like Spanish, French, English, etc. Yeah, you bet.
So that opens up more revenue streams in different countries for us as well, doesn't it?
Yes, it definitely does. Absolutely. Yeah, and it's important for me to say that, our main product is Wanda. There's no question. I mean, just based on what, Shannon has discussed, you can see that not only do we have a solid install base, but it's growing. However, we are kind of experts in that area of on-site physical customer service, and we've been doing it for a long time, and we understand it. So it certainly makes sense to bolster that product and expand it from the base that it's in right now.
John, if I may ask, just to clarify something and piggyback on Kathy's question. So both Vicky and Wanda would be able to interact with, shall I say, the client or the user in voice as well as text, or just one or the other?
No, both. Actually, good question. Both. Ultimately, what we want is, and we have actually had this situation, I think in Quebec, if I remember correctly, Shannon, but with your phone. So Wanda's loaded onto the phone. Instead of actually interacting with the phone, you'll be able to talk to your phone. So that's going to be a huge advancement in efficiency right there. So I walk up and I'm at, classroom 410, for example. I say, hey, I'm at classroom 410. Please give me my list of duties that I have to perform in that area. And the app will just react to it. So it's going to be a conversation with the app. I would say that'll happen this year at some point. But it is the next evolution of what we want to do with the AI.
Very good, thank you.
That could be any language, Joe. That's the point. It's any language.
Good.
That's really important too when you're talking about the business that we're looking at with the company in Germany. That was really important, obviously, that they understand the versatile of languages. So the priority in order for us to grow in Europe.
I have a question regarding the private placements that you've done recently. Okay, so you closed the one, and then you opened another one for $300K, specifically meant for the Vicky rollout. So I have a couple questions regarding that. How dependent is those onboarding of clients, those numbers that Shannon posted on one of the slides there, how dependent is that on this private placement being filled, this $300,000 round? And number two, how dependent is the Vicky rollout on this 300,000 round?
Those numbers that I posted were WANDA numbers. So like John had said, it's two different streams of income. So those numbers that I posted were about our WANDA, what's in our hopper for WANDA, which is our obviously main product. So hopefully that helps answer your question. Then John, you can answer about the private placement and Vicky.
Yeah. So Ed, you're right. There is some allocated from the financing for Vicky, but also we want to do a listing in the US on the QTCB, I believe, and that's about 40,000. So we think that given the fact that our business is starting to grow in the US, that we should have a listing there. So it isn't all allocated to the development of Vicky. So however, so some is obviously in the development, but I think that the development of the AI is going to impact both products, WANDA and Vicky. So
okay.
I would say equally. Yeah.
So let me ask my question a different way then. So the 300,000 that you're trying to raise now, it's supposed to close late April. Let's say late April goes by and you're unable to close the 300,000. You only raise a part of it or whatever. How exactly? So am I to understand that the numbers that Shannon reported, it doesn't matter if you raise zero, those numbers are still going to be good. But let's say if you raise less than the 300,000, how does that impact the rollout of the Vicky product, as well as I guess the OTC listing as a secondary concern?
Yeah, probably the biggest impact would actually be the listing in the US, to be honest, because we're already well on our way with the Vicky product. It may restrict us a little bit in development and marketing the product, but this is brand new technology. So I'm kind of getting really good response from the marketplace at this point, and AI is top of mind. So would it mean that we do not proceed with that product? No, the answer is definitely not.
Okay, because my view is just understanding how long it took to fill the previous private placement, that there's a good chance that this one with the 300,000 is going to drag on as well. But my thinking is, because of the onboarding of sales, the implementation of Vicky, 2 cents might be impossible to fill right now, but wouldn't be impossible, or would be very easy to fill, say 6 months from now or a year from now. But you might not want to fill at 2 cents by then. You might be able to fill at a higher price. So as long as the rollout isn't impacted, where Visionstate keeps on stumbling in this no man's land forever, I'm fine. So as long as you're able to use the cash for whatever to roll out whatever, I'm fine with that. My main concern is you don't fill the 300,000 and the company just, wanders the desert for another year or so, like it's been doing the last year. But it sounds like you're pretty confident that you can grow even if you don't raise one extra penny, and that's my main concern. Whether you fill this one or not, as long as you can execute on your business plan from now, and then eventually the market is going to say, hey, March 2023, we didn't care about this company at 2 cents, but a year or two from now, it's 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents. Okay, now we can fill. I'm fine with that. I was just worried that we're going to water the desert for another year or two because of this.
No, not at all. And you know what? I should not tell you this in full transparency. We had I'm going to call it a heart-to-heart with Bunzel about where we're at and what we need to see, because the fact of the matter is WANDA provides them I'm going to call it an intangible value on differentiation. And as a result of it, it is extremely important and valuable to them. And we approached them and said, look, you know, you guys are getting this value. You're a multi-billion-dollar global company, and here we're struggling. And we're trying to innovate so that we can make the product better for you. So they came back to us and basically said, okay, what do you need to see in the new contract? And Shannon did a masterful job of drafting that, where it is going to solidly put us in profitability very quickly. In fact, as soon as it's implemented, we've upped everything, including, you know, if they want exclusivity in certain territories, they're going to have to pay up front for that. And it's simple as that. And why are they doing that? Why would that happen? Because they're getting the value of this technology. At the end of the day, they sell commodities. The future, and the CEO even told me this a few years back, the future for Bunzl is actually in data. And, you know, we just enhanced it even further by putting in the AI. So they're getting all the benefit of this. We felt that they weren't paying enough. We went to them and said, you're not paying enough. Now they're going to pay. So that's our approach on that.
Their commitment is so strong to data and Wanda that the setup meeting on Friday has 1,500 locations in the UK. So they absolutely, the value of it is so strong in Canada. They want exclusivity, and now they want exclusivity in the UK and Australia. So like John said, that's great, and you have to pay for it.
Okay, great. That answers my questions. Thanks.
Their minimum fees are going to cover all our costs. Every deal they sign above and beyond that's going to be gravy. And when you know that we make really good margins on that, like 80-90%. I think we're sitting in a pretty good position moving forward.
John, if I may ask, this might be something that you can or cannot answer because no one knows the future, but you mentioned that you will be profitable very quickly upon the implementation of these things. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that you are very successful in raising all of the money for these private placements. Do you foresee a need to raise further funds down the road?
That's a really good question. You know what? I think Shannon and I are in agreement of this. We just want to get to profitability as quickly as we possibly can, because then we have the flexibility of looking at that at a higher price down the road if we need to expand. You know, I see possibly some pressure on us moving forward and having representation in some of those key markets that we don't have, like, you know, Europe and that sort of thing. So I could see maybe some need for that down the road. But, you know, no, we want to get into a position where we're sustainable and we don't have to go to the market.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, can I just say something? It's Kathy. There's a lot of warrants outstanding coming up. I guess it's next year and the year after. So anything that we needed to fund, we can fund with warrants that are priced anywhere from 5 cents to 7.5 cents. So that warrant revenue will definitely help any need for additional capital for you know, any acquisitions or expanding into different markets as well. It's quite a lot of money, actually. It's certainly millions of dollars. Right?
Yeah, you bet. Absolutely. And you know what? We're excited about all the different applications for Wanda. Like this literally started as a smart restroom solution. You know, now we're tracking buildings. Soon we can do cities. You know, we were approached in the oil and gas sector for tracking maintenance on these very expensive this very extensive equipment where, then we can plug in our AI to give them predictive maintenance data as well, like because we have the foundation of what we've built through Wanda now. So it's really exciting, actually. I mean, 2 years ago, if you'd asked me, we were tracking, semi-trailer trucks, I'd say, what? But Wanda is actually positioned to do that now with the type of functionality we built into it. And, the AI is simply just a icing on the cake, as it were, because, well, first of all, I'm addicted to the AI. I use it extensively now. And, there's no question it's the future in analyzing data. We have very robust analytics on our Wanda portal. However, it's just people are going to be more accustomed to saying, Wanda, give me a report on how many cleanings we missed in the month of December, what buildings were they, and who are the employees, and getting that answer within, 5 to 10 seconds. So the future for the company is extremely exciting. I have to say, and I owe a big part of it to Shannon, because, getting back to Ed, what he was saying there, we have a new sheriff in town, I guess is the best way to say it. And her name is Shannon. And all of what you've seen today is the result of what she's done and how she's worked with Bunzel to basically say, look, we're undervalued by you guys. You may not intentionally have been doing that, but you're undervaluing us. And she's brought the value to the table, which has changed the picture completely in my mind. So I'm sticking to my lane, which is innovation. And I'm going to push the innovation. And if Shannon adopts it on an operational basis, fabulous. But she's our leader, and I'm really supportive of her. And she's done amazing things since taking the helm. There's no question about it.
Thanks so much, John. I do think we're a really, really high value team with your ideas and innovation and responsiveness to our customers, and me being the sheriff, make it happen.
I gotta get you a little badge or something.
Yeah.
A little hat. Yeah. So I gotta tell you, the team is fabulous, and they're executing, and they're, I honestly never, and I'm just being fully transparent here, I was always so enraptured by the innovation that I forgot about the business, right? And I knew that, and so I'm like, we really need somebody that can come into this company and show us how to make money off it, instead of, oh, look at us, we're great because we've developed this really cool technology, which happens a lot in technology, actually, believe it or not. So, this change has been critical to the company and its evolution, and we're starting to see the benefits of Shannon's work and commitment to the company. So I'll say it that way.
Shannon, possibly you or John, can you speak to, are there any competitors in this particular space that you feel may be more challenged, more challenging from them than others?
Yeah, I love that question, especially because I have such a good answer for it now. I've been in front of a number of customers in the last 6 weeks where they are really asking that same question and really pulling at all the different options out there. The truth is, there isn't one option that covers everything, but the big difference between us and these other options is innovation. It is that we're responsive to our customers. It is that we want to partner with our customers. We are in the process of doing a very large installation in a post-secondary institution. And the reason, and they actually did a trial with our kind of three main competitors. And sure, that was okay, but it didn't do this and this. And yeah, it was this, but it was underwhelming in whatever category. It was pretty much the same thing. What made us different is we did all those things that they needed, but we want to know what they need more. What can we do to make this functionality even better for you? And that is what tipped the scale with this large company. And so I look forward to a press release coming out, but I'm going to wait until we have the setup done and the installation done. But those types of comments really appeal to me as a business developer, because I want to know what my customers think, and I want to be able to answer as many of those problems as I can. So that's the biggest difference between us, for sure. And we're in-house innovation. We're in-house tech. We're not farming it out to somewhere else in the world and trying to integrate them into our software and micromanage development because we've farmed it out somewhere.
Thank you.
It's a really good answer, Shannon. I get back to what I was saying earlier. I think we've always been very good on innovation. We haven't been great on execution and monetizing the opportunity. So again, this is why, we recognize that. And, we're always transparent in that way. We're dedicated to making this successful global company, and we'll do what it takes. If it means me stepping aside out of that president's role like I did, I'm quite happy to do it because Shannon is better at it than I am. So, we're quite happy to do that. So we're really on the execution side now of really monetizing what we've developed in-house here. So
I can ask about the nature of your contracts for Wanda. So you are continuing to improve, evolve Wanda, and I expect that'll be the case probably for another few years. So how do you roll out these improvements, and how does that, if at all, affect the revenue on an existing contract that perhaps has been there for 2 years already?
Mm-hmm. Well, we have a weekly meeting where it's a roundtable and everything that we bring from customer feedback. We look at, with the director of tech, the year ahead. We're working as the year. What can we do in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4? As time wise, we evaluate the feedback based on, is this something we could develop that's going to apply to people across the board, or is this specific to a certain customer? Now, sometimes it's really specific to a certain customer. So we have to go back with, okay, great. Yes, we can do this. Yes, we can build for you. It's time and money. That's the answer to everything. So sometimes there is an added development cost. If it's a development idea that we definitely want to incorporate and roll out across the board, then we just put it into our development schedule. But we have those conversations on a weekly basis. So we always know kind of what's in the hopper and what's coming up, which also helps with me talking to customers. So I can tell them what's coming as well and incorporate ideas that way.
Okay, so some of these customization tasks for specific customers, they will end up paying for.
Yes,
extra.
Yep, they do. Yep.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Thank you, everybody. Next session, we'll probably have a live active version of Vicky 2 that we could probably show you. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll finish off by saying I think 2 cents is an amazing deal on this stock. I don't know why we trade so low, but I guess that's the reality we have today. I personally think it's a huge opportunity. I bought more shares. Shannon's bought more shares. So we're all in. Let's just say that, and very excited to take the next step in developing our company and our product. And I'm really, really happy with the team that's carrying this out because they have the ability to do it.
If anyone wants to, please feel free to. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. From my end, I just wanted to thank you. Great presentation, great answers, and all the best.
Keep thanks so much. Work. Wonderful.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks everybody. I'll just say thank you too, because we know we've got some tremendous supporters on this call that have got in placement after placement after placement, and that's we love the loyalty here, and think it's going to be just a fantastic story going forward too. So thanks for coming on our call.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Kathy and T. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye now.